So I've got a question about the blood tests. What blood tests should you get if you want to be lean and fast and fit? Healthy. Well, before we even get into blood tests, you want to look at your hydration, all right? Because your blood's made up of hot water, basically. The main ingredient in blood is water, liquid water in your body. So you want to be making sure, in my experience, in my opinion, training thousands of people over since 1996, 27 years, hydration's number one, really. You want to make sure you're peeing clear every 2 or 3 hours. Even hot weather, every 2 hours during the day, look down, urine stream clear. Pissing on the bushes, pissing in the bed, clear urine, all right? And a couple times a night, if you want to have healthy blood. A couple of times a night, I'm gonna get up and go to the bed, but okay, click off the video. You're not ready for the high octane life yet. Click off the video, go and watch Joe Rogan talk about how bad carbohydrates are, or some BS or whatever, you know? If I don't pee a couple times a night, I know my blood volume ain't gonna be peaking for the next day. If your blood volume is peaking, your morning wood, guys, girls, gonna be better, all right? If you're dehydrated, morning wood, not as good. So it's just straight away, before you even get out of the bed, you're on the wrong step, okay? So hydration nation is where it's at. That's the hydration situation nation you wanna be in. So before you do a blood test, make sure you're really hydrated, peeing clear, hydrated sufficiently, peeing clear. Because otherwise you're gonna do a blood test, then your hemoglobin, everything can just be out of skew, all right? So make sure you're hydrated. So that's before. So now, so get a blood test. I'd recommend hemoglobin. I'd recommend B12 levels. If you're doing B12 injections, you don't need to test. But also check your ferritin levels, because that's a very, very important marker for hemoglobin. If you don't have enough ferritin, or B12, you won't be able to produce enough hemoglobin. And if you don't have enough hemoglobin, you can't breathe as good, you can't burn as much fat. It takes 3 kilos of oxygen to burn 1 kilo of fat. So if you're anemic, aka low hemoglobin, you can't burn fat as effectively, okay? Now, but if you raise your hemoglobin, you'll literally burn more fat per breath than your twin who had lower hemoglobin. Higher hemoglobin, more fat. That's why you see me I get so ripped so easy, you know what I mean? Like, I just get so ripped so easy because my blood is high, the volume, hydration. Always have enough sugar in my blood. Make sure I've got enough sugars for my red blood cells because I live on sugar. And I make sure my hemoglobin's good because I make sure my ferritin and my vitamin B12 are great, okay? And at times when I've used in the past anabolic steroids, they also boost up your hemoglobin. So those things as well. But then you can see I'm very, very lean right now because I'm off anabolics, all right? The anabolics, the Tren I use, the D-Bol, the Deca, the Winstrol, the Anavar, Anadrol, Test, Cypionate, Enanthate, Decanoate, Sus-250, all those things, they hold more water onto your tissues, okay? They just do. Even Anavar, I find it just hold more water with that. So when I came totally off, just no PCT, just cold turkey, no Tren, no Test, I did maybe 10 milligram of D-Bol a week for a little bit there, but otherwise nothing. And the water weight just whoosh. Now I'm back to Skeletor look, you know, and really, you know, quite lean. I'm a full day eating and drinking as well. I'm quite hydrated, carved up right now. I don't do any carb restriction or whatever. Like restricting your carbs. It's like driving into the wall in your car. It's like restricting your carbohydrates. It's like driving along and just scraping into the walls. Yeah, I'm just gonna clean my car by scraping into the wall. Yeah, just stupid. Anyway, so that's your blood test. Hemoglobin's the main one, man. That's everything. When your hemoglobin's up, life's better, okay? And then you've got, there's so many things to test, but the basics are gonna be your B12. But if you're getting injections, you don't need to worry about B12 because it's gonna be perfect. If you're getting a 1,000 microgram shot once a month, whether you're a vegan or a vegetarian or a carnivore or Joe Rogan fan, whatever, you're gonna be good for B12 if you're doing those jabs. So the B12 ones, I don't know what I recommend, but I've done videos about that. Okay, so this video today is all about what tests to get, what I recommend. This is my recommendation. You do your body, your choice. But when I'm coaching people for fat loss, for performance, for life quality, for health, hemoglobin, that's everything, all right? And then we could look at CRP, your C-reactive protein. We could look at that, and you'll find on my protocols, your CRP is going to be very, very low. That's an inflammation marker. It's going to be very, very low in my protocols. We can do fasting insulin. It's going to be very, very low in my protocols. And that's another reason why I stay so light and lean, is because my fasting insulin is very, very low, because I eat a very high sugar diet. High sugar diet, low fasting insulin. Because when you're eating high sugar, automatically you're eating low fat. You're eating lower fat. And if you can really be disciplined and cut your fat even more, that fasting insulin just goes so low and you get so lightweight. You get so lean, so skinny, so small, okay? Some people that's good, some people don't want to be that small. I get it. But the reason that is why sugar lowers fasting insulin, is because when you're having sugar, it increases your insulin sensitivity. It decreases insulin resistance. And fat and protein grams, they increase insulin resistance, because they, especially fat, that coats the insulin receptor site, and the insulin can't, the sugar, and then can't go into the cell. Insulin can't go in there, so it's just got, the body has to produce more insulin, and higher fasting insulin, anabolic AF. That's why all the big bodybuilders out there, they use insulin. They inject insulin, literally. Very dangerous, but it's a very powerful growth hormone, okay? Insulin's madly anabolic. So you might have your mum or your dad or someone out there who's really, really big, you know, obese or whatever. I guarantee you their insulin's gonna be sky high. All right? Anyone big, or your biggest version of yourself, high insulin. When I'm 85 kilos versus 71 I am today, my insulin would be higher for sure. So yeah, so it depends what your goal is. If your goal is weight loss, let's keep insulin down, down, down. It's not like calories in, calories out. If you're just thinking about calories in, calories out, you are just, that's very, very narrow-minded. It's all about hormones and oxygen, okay? That's what determines how you're gonna look, is your hormones and your oxygen consumption, and how many grams of fat you eat a day. Less fat, less body fat. The fat you eat is the fat you wear. The fat you don't eat is the fat your body can burn, okay? But I'm cutting out carbohydrates, and I eat more healthy fats, because I wanna lose some fat. What? You're adding fat to the equation, and you're trying to reduce fat. What mathematical, where does that make any logic? You're trying to get rid of fat, but you're bringing fat in. That's like me saying, I don't want to wear a shirt, so I'm going to put another shirt over the top. I'm going to put a shirt on to help this shirt come off. No, just pull the shirt off. No, just stop eating all the fat, and your body can finally chew into the fat, okay? So that's that one there. But basically, hemoglobin, man, you know, that's going to be the game changer there. If your hemoglobin's up, things get better. And so going to bed early, man, like if you want to get your hemoglobin up, go to bed 8 o'clock. Go to bed 8 o'clock. Now, you're not going to hear any doctor tell you this stuff, because you'll be like, this guy's crazy, I'm going to hear. They'll tell you what you want to hear. Go to bed at 8 o'clock, and you'll get at least 20 to 40 more watts on your FTP. Oh, I don't measure my FTP. I don't know what the power means. I just want to get lean. I want to feel good. That's my paramount. Every day, feeling great, getting shit done. Okay, so going to bed earlier, hormones, everything's just naturally, endogenously better when you go to bed at like 8 o'clock. Everything's going to work so much better, all right? And here's the thing, I can speak from personal experience. I'm the guy who's injected performance-enhancing drugs. I'm the guy who's been the most natty motherfucker you've ever met in your life. Didn't even touch coffee, didn't touch chocolate, full vegan, fruitarian. I've done all the things, man, okay? the things that aren't too dangerous, okay? So that's why I can speak from personal experience. I didn't read a book. I didn't go to university and parrot what the fat professor who's bored as heck out of his brain or her brain. I didn't go do that. And that's fine if you did. I'm just saying, my words come from personal experience. Not just what I read, but from what I personally experienced in coaching thousands of people for over 2.5 decades. All types of people, from Tour de France stage winners to the obese dad or housewife, all right, who's just had their